everyone, today I'm looking at some awesome Steam Deck accessories to complement your deck and get the most out of life. Out of everything that you can see here, I will not be covering the dock or the controller in depth, just using them to help test some other stuff here, but I'll be covering the BenQ GR10 and the official Steam Deck dock in some VRR testing very soon. First up is probably my most used accessory of all time is the i4 keyboard. This is actually a keyboard and mouse and also has a adapter in the back for wireless. It is a dual mode, so you can have it Bluetooth or wireless, so you can have it actually connected to two separate devices at once or multiple via Bluetooth if you keep repairing it. But this is absolutely perfect to keep with you, especially as it has a ridiculously long battery life as well, for those times where the Steam keyboard just doesn't cut it, or just for that ease when you're not close to the Steam Deck. If you want something a little bit more full on though, the ProtoArc Trifold keyboard is my go-to for when we have a docked setup, or we need to do something a little bit more serious typing wise. It does come with a little stand which is designed for phones and tablets. It does just about hold the Steam Deck up in place, but you do need to be quite careful with it. The keyboard is a fantastic design. It turns on and off when you actually open or close it, so you don't need to fiddle with buttons, and it is Bluetooth with the mouse. It does also have a Wi-Fi dongle, which is in the mouse usually, but it's actually plugged into one of the docks at the moment, so you can switch between Wi-Fi or Bluetooth mode. It also has two Bluetooth presets, so you can actually connect this to two different Bluetooth devices at the flick of a switch, as well as that wireless as well, so you can actually have it connected to three different devices without having to repair it every time. ProtoArc keyboard is a fantastic keyboard, and you'll see it in a lot of my FPS testing for games because it's just so much easier than controller for FPS for me, as I am mostly a mouse and keyboard player. But it's also fantastic for real-time strategies, so either using a dock to prop it up in front of you or the one that comes with it is always great on the go. Next up is a fantastic device I've had the pleasure of testing out called the MoveMaster. These are extremely well packaged and looks quite funky with some very tactile buttons. We've got 8 different buttons for our fingers here, as well as 2 on the thumb and 2 USB on the side as well for USB extension, if you want to either pair multiple ones of these together or if you have other devices to connect. So you will need a USB-C adapter if you want to plug in direct, but because I've got some power, I'm just using the official Steam Deck dock to connect via USB and plug some power in so that I didn't run out during the rest of the video. This MoveMaster controller is a joystick and kind of keyboard shortcut in one. The top of the MoveMaster with your forwards, backwards and left and right movements, and it is quite sensitive, so it does act as your WASD. And then you have your buttons that you're going to have to remap because these are keyboard buttons and you'll have to map these for each of the games. Although it was a little bit weird not knowing what to do with my right hand here, and this is where maybe you'd want 2 of these to get the ultimate control of what you're doing. But this was an absolutely awesome device to test out, and especially if you have issues with grip or other hand issues, then MoveMaster is definitely going to be something to check out. Check out the link in the description below for the full specs on this and where to pick it up. Next up, you'll see that I covered quite a few power banks on this channel, and I'm not going to go in depth on these recently though, but pretty much anything from INIU or UGreen is a very good buy for your Steam Deck device, as well as other handhelds, and will depend mostly on your budget about how much you want to spend on which device you want to pick up. I have various full reviews on the channel for these and others as well, so check them out in the link below or just pick one up based on your budget. Next up, we have the first of our 2 monitors that we're going to check out, both by UPERFECT, but this one is a 144 Hz variable refresh rate monitor. And you can see that I've got a VESA mount already attached to this, which you may recognize from when I was doing the racing rig. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. Yes, I set up a full racing simulator with the Steam Deck and this monitor in particular. This has USB-C and mini HDMI connection, but if you are going to use the mini HDMI, you will need to use a dock. For this, I am using the BenQ GR10 dock, which does support HDMI 2.1 and pushing through on the HDMI, you can see that we actually get the full 144 Hz refresh rate. But because the mini HDMI doesn't actually fully support VRR, although HDMI 2.1 does, we get a bit of a mismatch with the monitor. Although it enables VRR, you see that it does function, but when we switch between major VRR modes like in and out of menus, it causes a full screen refresh, and occasionally we get a screen flicker as well. VRR via the mini HDMI is not really supported, and if you want to get the most out of this, then you'll need a direct USB-C connection. So if I switch over to USB-C, and this has pass-through power for USB-C as well, so you can actually charge the Steam Deck and power the monitor with a single power cable, with then the main link cable directly to the Steam Deck. So if you're using an external controller like I'm showing here with the Xbox controller, then you can play away from the deck and not have a dock to worry about as well. As you can see with the USB-C, we get the full variable refresh rate mode, and in 9 Souls we get the full 144 Hz of the monitor, as well as not noticing when that frames per second dips because VRR is saving the day. If you can't live without OLED though, or you want to upgrade your LCD to OLED, UPERFECT have the perfect monitor for that as well. This is a 16-inch OLED and is one of the thinnest and lightest, as well as the most gorgeous portable monitors that I've come across. Comes with a sleek little case, and with all of their cases, it has a magnetic back for attaching the screen, and you kind of fold the front inwards like this, and then you prop the screen up against it to get a good angle display. And you can have multiple angles to do this as well for when you are stood up. But obviously, because I'm doing overhead here, I'm going to prop it at a better angle for recording. And you'll see, compared to the OLED screen of the Steam Deck, which is just above there, just how good this screen looks. Unfortunately, this doesn't support variable refresh rate, but it does look absolutely gorgeous and was capped at 100 Hz as well. So you will get better than the 90 on the Steam Deck, and you will also benefit from that beautiful OLED display if you want a screen on the go. Links to both these UPERFECT monitors, the OLED and just the standard variable refresh rate, be warned, the OLED does come at a much higher price, are also in the description below. Same deal with the OLED via the direct USB-C for the pass-through power, and of course it does also support the micro HDMI. Now, for some reason, the official dock wasn't working for me with the mini HDMI here, so I had to switch over to the BenQ GR10 dock, and this did again show enablement of VRR, but did not like it so much when I was actually playing the game or switching on menus. So unofficial VRR support via mini HDMI as expected. So if you are having issues with any of these displays that has VRR being able to be turned on, make sure you turn that off and you won't get that weird flicker effect between menus or during games. Let us know in the comments below if you're going to be picking any of these accessories up. Check out the links in the description below to do so, and what accessories that you also recommend for others with their Steam Decks. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.